What would you suggest to somebody that's like, okay, my business is slow. I'm a leader. I got a team of 50 people, 100 people, 1,000 people. People are less engaged. People are scared. What would be your advice or suggestions for someone like that?
You want to go out and find who the MPSS is going to be, the new possible success stories, right? Whether you have a team of 100 or you have a team of 100,000, you're always looking for that. It's like the layer underneath your current leaders. Dig deeper in your organization. Stop only talking to your top producers. Go a level deep, and you will find more hunger, more desire, and probably most of the time, they're even more coachable because they're not yet making the big money. And then always revert back to the fundamentals. Like, I kid you not, I have a notebook here, and I still make lists of people that I want to prospect. The people that got you to where you are today will probably not be the same people to take you to where you want to go tomorrow, right? In our first company that we met each other in, the 24 people I had doing well, none of them are working with me in my current organization. And that's almost even weird to say out loud, but that's the truth. So don't get comfortable. Go build deeper and go find new hunger, new desire, and new people.
What would be some of your advice with social media? Right? I love the working in depth, because some of the best people you'll find will be 4, 5, 10, 15 levels removed from you, maybe even deeper than that, right? Every dud knows a stud, and sometimes duds become studs. But when it comes to social media, right, you've got over 1 million followers and you've been crushing on social for years and years and years. What are some of the trends you're seeing? What are some of the most effective strategies for people that are wanting to get some attention?
I'll tell you where I messed up in the last probably 12 months is posting too much about the truth or getting any involved with political things or other countries. Like, I look at my traction numbers and I'm like, there's no way 2 years ago I was getting this, 15 million accounts on my stuff. And now it's like 2 million accounts a month. I'm like, so number one, I don't know. I'm at a point where I'm okay with not being seen by as many people because I just feel so strong about certain truths going on in the world. But I would say number one, if you're like first starting out, try to stay like a little bit more vanilla, but then it comes back down to you being authentic. One thing I can tell people with honesty is that my private self, my public self, and my secret self, the one that I talk to myself alone, they're all the same. I think that's allowed me to attract people because they know what they're getting. They're like, yo, we've seen Alex speak on YouTube in front of 4 people in a condo in Arizona State. And then we saw him speak in front of 30,000 at the Marlins Stadium, and it's the same guy, right? Yeah. Whether he was broke at 21 or now at 33, wherever he is, he's still like, he's still a down to earth dude, right? So I think being authentic, number one. Number two, being consistent. Our team, we post on my Alex Morton Mindset page every single day. Like, we may miss one day every 90 days just because the time zones or we're flying or doing something, but consistency, because the biggest people that I've sponsored in my career, they watched me for years before hitting my line and saying, hey man, I want to work with you. And that can only be done through consistency and showing people the work. Like if you do a 3-way call, screenshot something. If you do a Zoom call, screenshot, show your team and show the people, hey, I'm over here putting in the work. Because if you can display work ethic and honesty and transparency, you're going to attract people that are also going to want to have a high level of work ethic and be honest, good people with good intentions. And then also, don't spend so much time on the production value. A couple of years ago, like if you go on my older YouTube videos, there's different cuts and splices and, fade in and fade outs. And now there's so many people that are like doing the whole social media thing. It's almost like you want to just do point and shoot content. Like if you look at The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, all his stuff is filmed on his iPhone.
Yeah, he just does a selfie video. You're right. Yeah.
So that's what we're moving towards more so now, because we're just seeing it more real. Because now you can edit videos and like filter your face. I mean, it's just such a weird time.
Right.
You want to be just you.
That's my biggest. Talk about the fact that, and you said this, and I want to make sure people get it. Like, you show up on stage at Marlins Stadium, probably tens of thousands, the same as you're showing up for 4 people, right? And that's part of the problem with people is I don't want to say the word, but they become an attention, what?
Yeah.
And and people get sucked into that political stuff as well. But it's like they care more about being popular. That doesn't pay your bills. Last time I checked, I can't take likes, comments, views to the bank.
Correct.
And some of the best leaders, most successful top earners in this profession, they don't even use social media. Now,
Great.
I don't agree with that. That's an extreme example. But the point is, even if you only have 4 views on a video, the question is, what are you doing with those 4 views? When you swipe up and you look at your stories, how many of those people have you not spoke to in a month, 6 months, or ever? How many of the people commenting and liking do you actually have a relationship with? Because if you're proactive in connection and relationship building, you're going to do amazing things with your business. And I think that's where you started. I know that's where a lot, Gary Vaynerchuk, Grant Cardone, like responding to every comment, responding to every DM. Now, eventually you get to the point where you can hire help and you can have like a lot of my content today, and I'm assuming yours as well, is actually repurposed content.
Yep.
Now we have folders and we have, video editors. And it's not that they're making, like you said, the really fancy videos, but they're just taking they'll take this video right here. This conversation right here will be a podcast. We'll probably turn it into a couple reels, a couple TikToks, like you work smarter. But it starts with you getting clarity on who do you want to attract, how do you want to show up on social, and then not being afraid, by the way, to also do some stuff offline. This is one thing that I know Alex still does today is, he leverages social, but guess what? He's still with people. He still gets on the phone with people. He's not avoiding the human connection and that in-person and over the phone interaction. You can't put a price tag on that as well. So I think that's great, great, great advice. Anything else that you would recommend in regards to growing a business?
I always go back to the idea of the 3 Ps. I know you know them: prospecting, presenting, and promoting. And that was given to me in 2012, right? My first year I made 13K. My second year I made 116, and then it goes crazy, right? But it was all about sticking to just 3 fundamentals. Every day, Alex, you have to be prospecting people via, social media, prospecting people via Starbucks, a sushi bar, whatever it might be, right? And then every day you got to be doing presentations or getting your people onto presentations that your uplines and mentors are doing, right? The only thing that changed between 2011 and 2012 was I got out of my own way and I started to edify my upline. That's it. I said, hey, meet this guy, listen to him. He's making this, da-da-da-da-da. And my income went to 6 figures, right? And the third one, though, is the art of promotion. A lot of us have heard the example, the most money in boxing is not in the ring. It's in the promotion of the fights, the promotion of the events. We all know that to be true, right? So I think it's very important to always have an event you're pointing towards.
Well, I appreciate you, brother. Anything else you want to mention before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I would just tell people, there's a lot of chaos going on in the world. I get a lot of DMs and phone calls from friends, and people are hurting right now. You can just see on people's faces, like they're in pain. Like a lot of people lost their entire butt in the markets, the crypto, the stocks, whatever it is, people are in pain. So I would just say, if you're on this call, you're getting positivity, you're getting inspiration, you're getting motivation. You're obviously locked in with John Melton, who's one of the best to ever do it. Go out there and bless other people. And whether, just picking up someone's dinner at Jimmy John's, just whatever you can go do to make that crazy dark world right now better, go out there and do it. And a lot of that, if you're in network marketing, go share your products and services with people. Like, you're solving people's problems. And there's never been a better time to be in this profession because people need it, man. And for a couple $100 or a couple $1,000, regardless of the company you're in, you can give somebody an opportunity to change their life in 2023.